Hey guys, so I want to tell you a story. So, just about a week ago, our CRO, our Chief Revenue Officer at the company that I'm working for, decided to bring in a sales trainer. His name is Todd Capone, and his book and um, methodology is called The Transparency Sale. It's actually a great book. I read it, enjoyed his half day training that he did. Thought it was great content. Thought he was a great guy. Had good intentions. Genuinely wanted to help and had content that was genuinely helpful, which is awesome. Um, so his brand or methodology is called the Transparency Cell, and the overall premise was that it's better as salespeople or as just people in general to lead with by being transparent, lead with potentially a flaw of ours instead of what happens so often, which is salespeople go in there and try to pretend to be perfect and pretend like they know everything and just showing listing rattling off a list of things that are awesome about them and basically pretending to be perfect, right? Um, and his whole thing was, when we lead with something that we're not perfect about, or something, just be transparent and authentic with who we are. When we lead with something that's not perfect, like he was saying, research shows that people buy more from online reviews when it's 4.2 to 4.5 stars than if it was a perfect 5-star review. And that makes sense, right? I mean, I think whenever we see something that's absolutely perfect or positioned as perfect, we tend to distrust that because we understand that as human beings, no one is perfect. And because everything in our world is made by human beings, you know, there's a good probability that nothing is going to be 100% perfect all the time. So at the end of the day, my main takeaway was just to be authentic, be transparent, be who you are. Whatever you're good at, own that. Whatever your product is good at, own that. Whatever your product is not good at, own that too. And just go out there with the intention of helping people and actually try to sell something that you believe in. I know it sounds simple. I know it sounds simplified, but I think at the core, those are really the principles that are going to be effective at the end of the day. But also when I heard this, one of my heroes came to mind, and Gandhi is actually one of my heroes. And you guys might not know this about me, but um, one of my biggest heroes for just not only because was he a great man, and fun fact, so his name was Mahatma Gandhi. People called him Mahatma and gave him that name, kind of a nickname, if you will. And if you don't know what Mahatma means, Mahatma actually means the great soul. So his nickname was literally the great soul. Um, and not only was because he was a great soul and a great man, but this was a man who didn't have any kind of really worldly possessions, didn't really even have like formal clothes or anything. He wore like a robe, and this man overthrew the most powerful army, navy, military power in the world at the time, which was the Great British Empire, who had colonies all over in the entire globe. And this man, without really any worldly possessions, overthrew the Great British Empire. And during this transparency sale training, one of his quotes actually came to mind, and it was, you know, um, all throughout time, uh, or what was it? It was the way of truth and love has always won. All throughout time, there may have been tyrants and murderers, and for a time they may have seemed invincible, but in the end, they always fall. Whenever you are in doubt that this is God's way, the way the world was meant to be, try to remember that and do it His way. So Gandhi is saying, even though there might be things in our current day or in our current society that says, that kind of like says a certain way is working when it's deception or when it's evil. Gandhi said that at the end of the day, all that stuff passes, and the only things that remain in power or that remain effective is truth and love. And you know what, guys? When I read that and understanding what Gandhi did, if truth and love are good enough for Gandhi, like truth and love are good enough for me. And I'm pretty sure if Gandhi used those two forces to overthrow the entire British Empire, you and I could use those forces and be more effective in selling. So while this may not be the traditional sales kind of content, I'm sharing with you the principles that I think have really helped me as not only as a salesperson, but just in general, whoever I'm dealing with. And I think people appreciate that. And yeah, so I hope you guys got value out of this. Please, if you did, please share this video and article, and we'll catch you guys in the next article. All right.